Hey there. So I want to talk today about the drift car, kind of why I built a legacy, the story behind it, and what it takes to do so. So the car I got on trade of my wife's GC winter beater. The legacy was already manual, rear-wheel drive swapped, had a welded diff, but it was NA. When we picked it up, it was pretty sketchy. Drove an hour to some small little town in the middle of Michigan, and got to the car. It kind of was rough. It was rough. But, I was like, I didn't need the GC. All my buddies at the time were getting into drift cars. I had like 6 friends. All had drift builds, going to the track and shit and having fun. So, and I'd been to a couple events and I wanted to be a part of it. So, I was like, screw it. Traded the GC. So it was about 6:30, sometime around there. Starting to get dark. Me and my brother were out in this middle of nowhere town. The car has a welded diff, but one of the axles were bad, so it was one-wheel drive essentially. Had no front clip on it. One of the headlights kind of worked. The other one was not mounted. No hood, no fender, no bumper. The windows were stuck down. And of course, it got dark and started raining. So anyway, the first thing we did was we stopped at a pizza place because we were hungry. And while we were waiting for our pizza, we were like, yeah, if we can get some of these body panels mounted, it might not get pulled over as bad. So we ran over to, there was a dollar store. We grabbed some zip ties, and I remember the driver fender was so dented in that we were sitting there waiting for our pizza. We had the fender propped up on the that trailer hitch on my Outback, and we were just stomping on it, trying to get it to get some kind of shape in it. And yeah, we did, and we zip tied it on. No hood at this time, so we had our pizza and just started driving home. I mean, it was sketchy. No ABS, no traction control, one-wheel drive, welded diff. The hydro did the rear brakes, and the front brakes were independent. So I only had front brakes with my foot, and it was a one-wheel drive, and it was raining, and the windows were stuck down, and I had no hood. I had one wiper that didn't work, and there was a ground coming off of the battery that was a ground cable, but it just had a bolt attached to it, and it was flopping around and sparking on stuff. So needless to say, it was an adventure getting that car home. First thing we did when we got it home was throw an axle in it and take it drifting. So why I chose a Legacy over a E46 or a 240 or something cool, they're expensive, ridiculously expensive. I mean, you can get a terrible 240 for $4,000 or something. E46, you can get them cheap, but I'm just not that into them. Subarus, I know well. I've had a lot of them. I was a Subaru tech for a while, so, and I have just parts laying around. So, first thing I did when I got the car is I just like cleaned it up, put some body panels on it, got the windows working. And then I sat it outside for a while and forgot about it, and then decided to build something cool. So I pulled the motor out of it. I had some EJ205 heads laying around from a previous build, and I had turbos, stuff like that. So really all I have into the build, like, that I bought, the harness I bought from a junkyard for $80, and I just kind of figured it out. You just cut them and put them together. I mean, you find your pinouts, label all the wires, and the ones that go together, and that was pretty much it. Got the car running off that harness. I really don't have a lot of money tied up into it. That was kind of the thing, is it's kind of like a car that I can have fun with. It's cheap. There's not a whole lot of risk associated with it. Like, I'm maybe $1,500 into that car total, just because I just had everything laying around. The car has a VF22 turbo. It's got a 2.2 short block, 205 heads, STI pink injectors, Marlboro 255 fuel pump. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple build. It's just WRX stuff, basically. I think the most expensive thing I bought for that car was the coilovers, are brand new GD ISC coilovers my brother had, and he sold me them for $400. They had never been ran on a car, so cup of coffee. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people told me it was dumb to build a Subaru drift car, and I kind of agree with them. It's pretty dumb, but my thought process was have fun with the boys on a platform that I know that I have parts for, that's cheap. So the car cost me $0 because I traded. Basically the whole swap was free just because I had stuff. I mean, the catback, I used whatever catback TJ made. I just cut it and welded a turbo flange on it to fit everything. I did have to buy the subframe because the non-turbo subframe doesn't clear the turbo manifold, so did that. But really it was just a learning process. I mean, it was fun, just try something, see if it works. The whole front corner of the car was cut out, and I welded new metal in there. Doesn't look great, but it's together, my first time welding really on that car. First time welding, first time wiring. I was like, man, I'll just figure it out, the car didn't mean anything to me, so I was just like, I can just try it, and if I like it, and it works, and whatever. So I haven't driven the car on track yet. I hope to do that in the next couple of months whenever the season kicks off. The Subaru drift cars go, I think you're going to start seeing more of them, because Subarus are cheap, easy to work on. It's not that big of a deal to, weld the diff in it. 240s, 350Zs, whatever, they're going up in price. Subarus are pretty stagnant. You can buy a legacy wagon like mine for $2,000, weld the diff in it, and beat on it all day, no problem. I'm not the first person to do it. I'm not gonna be the last person to do it. There's a lot of them. So as far as this channel goes, I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep doing it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. I've always liked documenting my cars. I've got an Instagram account that's been running since like 2016. Basically, I mean, it's like 60% of everything I've ever done on a car, aside from whenever I worked at the dealership. But yeah, I have obviously the Drift Legacy. I have a 2004 WRX wagon. I have a 2013 Crosstrek that I daily drive. It's lowered on some STI wheels. So I'm gonna make a video soon on my grandpa's 2007 Spec B. I got some coilovers I gotta put on it for him. That thing's pretty cool. You guys are gonna like it. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.